enforce the W Republic protocol for concussions.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos. So welcome to a new episode, a brand new special episode of Take It to the Table. I am joined by none other than the regular guests of the show, Soul, Clark, and Anthony. How you guys doing today?
Chaos, who the fuck are these two marks? Who the fuck are these guys?
I'm doing well.
Who are these fuckers invading our privacy?
Hello.
Seeing you since I think the last time I saw you, we were geographically in the same place, Soul.
That is true, actually. Yeah.
We were on the daily the other day, the three of us.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's on like this is all digital.
Clearly, it's obviously today is 420, so obviously he's got short-term memory loss. So please excuse Soul.
Either way.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We got a jam-packed episode today. We're doing another tier list. So last time we did the Ruthless Aggression roster with myself, Clark, and Anthony. That was a hoot. This time, now that has actually given us some space and time in his schedule, he's joined us with this one for the his favorite man, his favorite tribal chief.
Who's Ben? Who's Ben? Alice is not here.
Oh, my bad. Soul. Sorry, my bad. I don't know who's it. My apologies.
Fucking Jay,
wearing the jacket. He's Soul.
By the way, hold up. Was that a receipt? He's like, oh, watch this. I won't remember your nickname. How do you like me now? You don't remember
your gimmick.
You don't remember the guests? I won't remember your nickname. I think we just saw our first receipt.
God damn it! The streak is over.
You better bleep that shit out, Tom.
I'm gonna redo. I'm gonna redo. No, I won't. Anyway, yeah. So Soul has joined us on this episode. He's given us the time and day to join us to obviously rank his favorite tribal chief.
We doing Roman Reigns? Fuck
yes. Oh my god. And there he goes, everybody.
Are you going to call him from the bathroom like you did yesterday during the daily show?
I think it's basically going to go and get his We the One shirt. That's what he's going to go and get. I know he still got it. But so yeah, we're going to be ranking all of Roman Reigns' title defenses, including his latest one. Just see which ones rank from most memorable to absolute dumpster fires, which ones were mid throwaways, and then just argue where they rank. So you know how this goes. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Without further ado, let us take it to the glorious table.
We should have wore the We the One shirt. We made a mistake on that. We should all.
I know.
The thought crossed my mind when you said it.
Well, I was gonna say also I haven't seen Soul fake quit since Pirates of the Caribbean, so that was actually nice. That was kind of like being in a time machine.
Clark, technically, we didn't see it because he did it in the dark. We just heard it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't know where that came from. Yeah, that could have been.
Technically, anyone. His carrots. He can't see night vision, so it never happened.
That Scottish accent's identifiable from anywhere.
Yeah,
I was only one row behind him. I knew exactly who said it.
Yeah.
Even during the drop, though. Hands up, though. I was impressed by that.
Yeah, I know.
Love that trip. I'm still sold on what I like.
Bold move, dude. I want to chip any teeth. I actually went hands down. I was holding the bar the whole way.
Anthony, how's the lightsaber, Anthony? I'm still salty. I never bought one.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
You
so should have bought one.
I might put the clip of him actually demonstrating it right now. Who knows? You never know. But yeah. But yeah, let us move on to the glorious tier.
It's not my fault you didn't buy it, so.
I never made enough money.
No, Chaos, you missed it. He flipped me off. That's why I said it.
Oh, did he? Oh, fair enough. Well, just now.
Glasses off so I can actually see this list.
Okay. So there we go. We got all. I believe it's 28 defenses he's done since he's become Universal Champion. So these are in no particular order. So obviously we're gonna go with them first. So obviously S rank in terms of match quality, the story and everything is obviously can go up there, head of the table. Or if you don't remember if it was absolute dumpster fire, then it goes down to all the way from between honorary Uce, Island of Irrelevancy, and my favorite, Tribal Queef. So let's start off with the first one that's coming up here, and it is Roman Reigns versus John Cena at SummerSlam. I believe this was at 2022. Yeah, was it 2022?
No, it's 2021.
2021. Okay, cool. So yeah, this one obviously everyone remembers with the big promos that they were doing amongst each other as well. Cena did some AEW references. He caused Dean Ambrose to leave WWE, all that good stuff. Do you guys remember this match? Do you rate it? Where would you put it?
The only reason I remember this match is because it was the night after Punk debut in AEW, so that's the only reason why I remember.
Fair enough. What about you guys?
I remember it well. It was in Vegas, and I mean, SummerSlam's kind of seen his show at times, other than when Brock squashed him. I thought I was kind of nervous going in that would be what this would turn out to be. The same deal, right? Roman would just steamroll him, and I think this was kind of seen as last relevant match bell to bell. It was solid, right? We saw the attitude adjustment through the table.
Yes.
It was stiff. I thought it was above average. I might go honorary Uce. At best, Wise Man approves, but I wouldn't go below honorary Uce. I'm kind of on the line between those two. That's where I lean personally. But
Okay.
if I had to pick one, I would say like a high level honorary Uce.
For me, considering the name value and the marquee and the fact that they were able to deliver, I would go. I think I would go Wise Man approves, but I'd be okay with honorary Uce.
I actually agree with Anthony. I would go with Wise Man approves. Because I mean, it's a hell of a matchup between two icons now, modern day icon and icon of the past.
This was better than their first one at No Mercy. I'd say this was more memorable.
A much better match. I agree with that. And I by the way, that's kind of, I agree with both of you guys on. I'm cool with Wise Man approves. I just do think by the time we get to the end of this, it's gonna feel like a lower level Wise Man approves than it does right this second.
Well, looking at it, like Cena was literally going for his record-breaking 17th world title at this point. Obviously, he didn't get it, but like it was such a big match. I mean, and they delivered. It didn't under-deliver, I don't think. So that's the only reason why I would think Wise Man.
I do think that there was. I think during that time, I think there was people were worried that he might actually have won it as well. It was a worthy contender at the time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay, yeah, we'll put it on Wise Man approves, a high Wise Man approves.
That's a good point, by the way, too. Chaos, wasn't that right after kind of the Flair stuff where he left,
Yeah.
and people thought they might, as like a little bit shove it in his face thing, have Cena win his 17th? That actually is a great point. Yeah, that makes it, I think, Wise Man approved alone. That level of storytelling there.
Yeah, because it was right after the Dark Side of the Ring fallout.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next up, you might not see it, but this is actually Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble.
Cool.
21.
See, this match is good, but the finish is a bit. I think that's a common theme with Roman's matches. They're great build-ups, even great matches, but the finishes are just.
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree. I mean, the build-up, like you said, the promos and the mind games, everything bringing it up with the with the Shield and all that stuff.
Coming out to the Shield entrance and the vest.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree. What about you guys?
I would probably go honorary Uce with it, honestly.
Honorary Uce?
I'm thinking honorary Uce.
I mean, the highlight of the match to me was Seth's entrance, and that's it. Like,
I mean, the whole paper.
I mean, the build-up was good. It just the delivery was not as good as it could be.
I'm thinking honorary Uce. We all thinking honorary Uce?
Yeah, I think honorary Uce is
honorary.
I'm in agreement there.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll put it there for now. Next up is, of course, happened at WrestleMania, the biggest WrestleMania match of all time.
Lies. I see lies of the Jedi.
They say it every year.
Yeah, say every year, but this one they were really shoving it into your face for the most stupendous WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Oh wait, so this is more than the greatest wrestling match of all time versus Edge.
This was after it, so technically this supersedes that.
Yeah, and it had fans. That's unfair to the greatest wrestling match. That was a cinematic match.
Right, I'm calling it right now. This is Island of Irrelevancy.
What?
Oh no, Saul, come on.
No, it's. No offense, but how many people talk about this?
This is Wise Man approves, no question. Are you kidding me?
This is Wise Man approves if not head of the table. I mean, it's combining the titles.
That's caused the roster friction and no title defenses on Raw. And
remember, this is also on match quality. Like, was the match good?
He also visibly separated his shoulder during the match.
Yeah.
and you could see it, and he
Mhm.
still finished the match at a high level. You know it's a sprint with guys that size. You knew at that time of night it would be. I believe the match was at the 13-minute mark. The match quality was as good as Brock can look at Mania, not against The Undertaker or very few other Kurt Angle, basically, and he had the biggest botch of his career against Kurt.
I disagree. I feel like their SummerSlam match was a lot better than this.
The SummerSlam match is remembered for the forklift. That's what it's remembered for. It's not. If I'm going pure match, I would take this. If you're talking spectacle, then yeah, it's SummerSlam because of the forklift.
I actually call those two a wash.
Yeah.
Ironically, I kind of sit between you two on that. Like, so I hear where you're coming from because of the forklift and the way the storytelling was drug out for a longer period of time. But I think for just a straight up singles match headlining a Mania card, if it's Brock and Roman, it kind of has to look like a sprint like it did. And obviously, like, you can't predict his shoulder popping out of the socket, but that visual of him still lifting the belt as he pops it back in at the end of the match, that's like one of the most iconic visuals, I think, of Reigns' reign. Not to like,
yeah,
that's why I would go head of the table, honestly.
Wow.
I think I would.
See, ironically, as big of a Brock guy as I'm on Wise Man Approves, but yeah,
I mean, just because of this what it's caused, I'll give Honorary Us, but I won't give it a high grade number than that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, but it is too.
Chaos, where do you fall in this?
Yeah, Chaos, where do you fall? Like deciding vote, because we have one of each of the top 3 categories as a vote.
Yeah. Now in terms of, because I'm just looking back and see, obviously, in terms of the match quality and stuff, and I understand what you're saying about in terms of the spectacle. I think you said, Anthony, where in terms of the spectacle, the SummerSlam match was better. But I think
I thought the WrestleMania one was better. I said for spectacle, SummerSlam, because of the lifting of the ring and all that other stuff, was more of a spectacle. I
felt there was. I felt there was more going on. I felt there was more of a chance of Lesnar possibly winning at SummerSlam. Yeah. So that one was more high stakes than this one was. This one, for me, when I watched it, it felt very. It was good at the time, but it was also a bit not necessarily formulaic. But I don't remember much from it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. When you're looking at like the overall Roman reign, just as his reign as champion, this has got to be one of those crucial moments, because obviously this is when he merged the titles. Like Clark said, the visual of him holding both titles at the end of Mania. Yeah. Like that's the only reason why I was leaning higher, because of just the significance of it.
When he goes to lift the WWE belt, remember, he popped his shoulder out when he went to Suplex City, and you could physically see it out of the socket. Still delivered the spear on the opposite side he normally does.
Yeah.
Gets the pinfall. He lifts the first belt. And as he's lifting the second belt slowly, it's one of the coolest visuals I've ever seen in the WWE. He pops his shoulder back in and gets both above his head, and then sells it the next night on Raw like an absolute beast, and does the same thing again without the popping back into the socket part.
Yeah.
And I think that was when I was like, oh no, this is a different animal that we're dealing with. And I think that significance is a big deal, but it's up to you. I mean,
I'll be lenient on this one, and the highest I will go for this will be a low Wiseman approves.
That's kind of where I've got it at too. I mean,
that's where I would put it. Yeah.
I think I'm the only one happy with that, but I love it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, but we'll put it there for there. All right. So the next one was it was the Elimination Chamber. This is during the Thunderdome era. So this was it was actually an Elimination Chamber match between Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jimmy Uso, Baron Corbin, and I think Madcap Moss was in it.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah,
I would go irrelevancy. I don't even remember it.
So Bryan won this, right? And then
Bryan won, and then
immediately was the match
afterwards. Yes, he fought him.
Yeah, tribal beef.
Tribal Queen.
I gotta be honest. That's
I'm with Soul. This is our first.
it's those bottom of those two. Like it's I don't
Yeah.
care either one. It's bad.
This is
Fair
at the
enough.
bottom of the barrel of Roman's reign.
I honestly didn't realize until I actually researched it. Yeah, there was an elimination chamber match. This was like, remember, this is during the pandemic era.
Yeah.
And then, Daniel Bryan won, and then he came out afterwards. The match was over in like 3 minutes. It wasn't anything. So yeah, okay. So Tribal Queen, everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Next up, Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship in Crown Jewel. This I'm pretty sure surprised many. You know, even though Logan Paul obviously faced The Miz before and all this, but this is probably true test. And in terms of match quality, I thought this one definitely delivered. Gave one of the most iconic visuals, you know, with him doing that Dragon Ball Z-esque mid-air, you know, and if you've seen that picture.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in terms of match quality, I'll put this between Wiseman Approves and Honorary Uso. I think the thing that brings it down for me was definitely when Jake Paul came out. That really pissed me off. I was like, what are you doing here? But so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. What about you guys?
I mean, for me personally, while I don't like Logan Paul as a person, I can't agree that this match was stellar. So I mean, I would personally put it in between Cena and Roman versus Brock and Roman. I mean, even above Brock and Roman in Wiseman Approves.
Okay, fair enough. Clark, Anthony?
I was stunned by this match. I did not want to. I think it's Logan Paul's best bell-to-bell match since he's been in the company by miles.
Yeah.
And I had very low expectations heading into this one and was blown away. So I have no problem with as high as Wiseman Approves. If I'm like casting a vote, I would say Honorary Use, but it's a high Honorary Use. It was dang good. I still saw no shot at Logan actually winning the title.
Yeah.
I would go high Honorary Use on that. I mean, it was a match that you didn't expect Logan to be as good as he was, but you also knew there was no chance Logan was ending it either. So, you know, for me, there's not suspense there of going, ooh, is Logan going to pull this one out? You knew he wasn't.
So would you say this is more rated than Seth and Roman at the Rumble or below it?
Oh, I think it's above probably if we're doing that.
Seth Rollins have your name and numbers. It's like, I'm going to kill this guy.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. So high Honorary Use. Fair enough. Next up, Demon Finn Balor at Extreme Rules.
Is this where he falls?
Yes.
Tribal Queef.
Broken rope.
This did nothing for Roman. This did nothing. This was basically full-on pay-per-view caliber character assassination.
Correct.
The Demon.
Correct. Yeah. Character assassination. Took him behind the shed and put two in Demon Finn Balor. But let's just obviously roll down the points. Remember, what happened? He started flopping like a fish outside. Then this theme music started playing, and obviously apparently that regenerated him. And then he got 100 HP, and then obviously went to do the coup de grace. And then by the grace of God, or maybe it was Vince McMahon in the hood, I don't know. But the rope gave out, and then that pretty much killed Demon Finn Balor, making him look like an absolute penis. And
good things have not happened with Finn for the last two outings as the Demon. I mean, he got destroyed by Roman, and then he got 14 staples the next time he did it. So maybe the Demon needs to be retired.
So by gravity.
How do you mess up the Demon?
Exactly.
Apparently WWE can do it very fucking well.
The main roster WWE can do it very well. There was nothing wrong with him in NXT. It's when he went to the main roster, they fucked him up. So fair enough. So is everyone what we're saying?
That or Island of Irrelevancy, I would go either one. That's fine by me. Either way.
Yeah, I never forget. I remember when the match was over. I never forget. You saw Roman Reigns actually. He was looking up to the skies, like saying, "Thank God." It was like, God did this. Like, what? Okay, all right.
Thank you, Jesus. You saved me.
And then that was it. Didn't have no explanation. It was just weird. Anyway, all right. Tribal Queen. Fair enough. Next up, triple threat match at WrestleMania: Daniel Bryan and Edge. I thought this one was good.
I've got that really high.
I liked it, but I gotta be honest. I preferred it was Bryan and Brian's last match on SmackDown. Him and Roman. I actually preferred that over this, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Soul?
I remember when so I actually kind of watched WWE at this point, and I remember the build for this match, and I remember everyone being very salty that it was a triple threat. Like, I think everyone wanted to just be Edge and Roman, and then when Brian introduced, everyone was just like, I mean, this is cool, but it seems a bit much. It's excessive.
I think Edge felt that as that because remember he turned heel for this as well because he was the 1-on-1.
Well, I think the thing that everyone remembers is Roman double stacking them, which soured a lot of people. So I mean, I would go as high as Honorary Uce, but that's as high as I would go for this.
I would go a Wiseman approved low, like a low Wiseman approves.
This is one of my favorite ones. I really, really liked this match and the establishing Roman's dominance factor, because if you go back and watch the match, both Brian and Edge had legitimate opportunities to win.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
And I think that was some of the brilliance. Was it really was as good of a heel work as Reigns has done coming out of it too. That's what I was most impressed with, because he leaned into I stacked them. It's like, right, you so quickly forget about what happened in the beginning. It's one of the cockiest things Roman's done during this whole phase, and I really liked it actually. I was a big fan of especially stacking 2 Hall of Famers basically.
Yeah.
It was like,
I would put this even, dare I say, a bit above Brock and Reigns at Mania, in between.
I'd put it on the same exact level, yeah, basically. Personally, but yeah.
Okay. What about you guys? You agree?
I am fine with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's put it down.
I'm just like, nah, fuck it, wrong.
Next up, Kevin Owens at this year's Royal Rumble.
Who wants to take the shot?
Does the aftermath count with Sammy?
You got to. It's the whole storyline and everything. Yeah.
Then I hate to say it, but I think it's another Wiseman approves.
Oh wow. Okay, I was totally waiting for head of the table. Okay, what about you, Anthony?
Yeah, I'd probably go that, and it's really only because of the post-match stuff. Otherwise, it would just be Honorary Uce for me.
It'd be head of the table if it wasn't for the fact that we kind of knew Kevin couldn't win.
Fair enough.
I don't really think that match was that good, though. Realistically, to be head of the table, I don't think it was that good.
The step spot was insane. I actually was afraid Roman.
Yeah, that was an insane spot, but I wouldn't be enough for me to put it at the top of the list.
I thought Roman was gonna fucking kill him, on the steps, back of the head, on the lip. Dude, that's as you. Yeah. You better be dang good at your craft to keep yourself safe in that spot if you're Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
What do we think then? Low Wiseman approves, or do you think maybe Honorary Uce is more accepting of this? A high Honorary Uce?
I think Wiseman.
Anthony?
I think Wiseman only because of the post-match stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go low Wiseman approves.
Yeah. The match itself wasn't memorable, but yeah, everything you got saved by the end. Next up, Daniel Bryan at Fastlane. I
need to ask, was this the one where Roman introduced his current theme? The final boss theme. Was this
I believe it was the debut of the new theme. That's a great shout, Soul.
Is it? Yeah, I honestly part of me wants to say it's this or even some random SmackDown.
I don't know. I think it was at pay-per-view. There was talks about it happening at the SmackDown.
I believe you're spot on this. I would look it up if my computer wasn't in the perfect spot camera angle wise.
Hold on. I got it.
Keyboard it could move.
Hold on. Debut, new theme. There we go. Okay. No, I take that back. He actually did debut at a random episode of SmackDown against Daniel Bryan. I think that must have been when the loser leaves.
Was that Bryan's last match?
Yeah, he actually did. Yeah, apologies. Wow. You're right.
All right, cool. So this is Island of Relevancy because I forgot this match.
Same.
Yeah, I don't remember this one. I think I'm cool with putting it.
But it's Daniel Bryan, so it couldn't have been that bad. So we can't go tribal queer if I love.
No, of course not.
We got to
Okay.
protect Brian.
The next one we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spear versus Spear of the Olden Guard.
The WrestleMania match that Vince couldn't get at Mania, so he made sure he got it at, I think it was
The
Elimination
world
Chamber.
literally invented a pandemic cough just so Vince couldn't get this.
Do you guys remember any of this match? I don't.
No.
No. Just,
Let me guess.
I think- I think
Spear,
Goldberg
Steel
wore Brock
Blackhammer,
trunks, and that
Spear.
made me mad. Or was that against McIntyre when he wore the Brock trunks instead of the Speedo? I was like, dude,
No.
you just look like a Brock knockoff now.
I don't remember. Oh no, that was it must have been here.
Yeah, he wore the trunks, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
did.
goofy.
I just remember that the Usos interfered at the end. That's how Roman won. That's what I remember.
I think so.
Anyway, moving on. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Now this is the forklift match.
I'd
I
go
love it.
honorary because I think it's just a spectacle thing. Honestly.
I loved it, other than the finish was weird with like the
High
stacking
honorary.
the rubble.
High honorary Us, I'm thinking.
Like, would you really think that Brock couldn't get up from like a stack of chairs?
Hey, they're heavy
Hey,
chairs.
you got to suspend your belief for
Dude.
wrestling. You know that.
Suspend my disbelief,
Sorry.
Well,
and I do it often.
Would the match continue
But
after the ring being
I'm
flipped?
just saying, dude, it's Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar, and like, I mean, you're like, it just.
I
I
just
feel
can
like they
imagine-
didn't put heavy enough stuff on him.
I'd like to imagine they bring out a crash pad, just like,
They
we're
should've
doing
put-
this.
No, they should have put like a piano or like a pool table on top of him. That would have been awesome.
And
Just like forklifted that on top of him. Used his own forklift against him.
I can't see it. Is the
Or
clash match?
also the other way that I would have rebooked the finishes, I would have had Roman get behind Brock's forklift and lower it and pin him to the ground under the forklift forks.
you mean the Mankind Rock finish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
and then
that.
didn't they
Yeah.
do the same thing also once in a dumpster match? They lowered
they
the
closed
forklift
the
to
lid-
close,
they closed
to
the
close the
lid.
lid. Yeah.
They closed the lid, yeah.
No, but didn't they use the forklift to keep it shut somehow at some point? I think in a Raw segment. I don't know.
Perhaps.
We'd
They
have to
might
look
have
that
that
up.
up.
Either way.
Can't
What do you
swear
say,
to it.
so?
Is Clash of the Castle there? Because I can't see it.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
there.
sure
Don't
it's
worry.
there.
No, it is. We'll
Oh,
get
thank
to
God. I
it.
was about
Don't
to
worry.
say, it's like, why the fuck are they missing the best one?
Don't spoil your decision, bro. But yeah.
It's fine.
So Soul's gonna go Island of Irrelevancy.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, that was brutal.
Anyone else? Anyone agrees?
At
Or-
Clash?
I was
No,
going to go
yeah.
on. Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone remembers the forklift spot, so I maybe honorary, but that would be what do you guys think?
I would say bottom of honorary. I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, low level honorary.
All right, I don't think we need to debate this one. This is head of the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
No brainer.
The crowd, the atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
The match was good. Do you think that the right call was made?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 75% say no. Fair enough.
Get him out.
No, he was the guy to actually do it, I think. I love Cody too, but they have to catch lightning in the bottle the same way they did with Sammy for that to work later down the road.
Yeah, but would
Yeah.
you really have him win it the pay-per-view before Mania?
The way that they had
I look at the event. Like realistically,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a reign end for 800, 900 days at that point at the pay-per-view before Mania.
A B-level pay-per-view.
Yeah, come on.
I agree, but the way that he had the
If-
lightning in the bottle.
If that match was at Mania, I'd say yeah, you're right. I
And the-
don't say you're right at a crap pay-per-view. That's
I think the triple threat rematch is insane, and then that's how you split the belts.
I still don't think they're splitting them because they have made no indication that
I
they
know.
are at this
Yeah.
point.
Well, fuck it.
Okay, but either way, match quality and the atmosphere and the story.
Yeah, definitely.
definitely ahead of the table. All right, next up, I do not remember this. Brock
Bottom of the barrel.
Roman Reigns against Braun Strowman.
Tribal Queef.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's bad.
What did Braun do? Just go choo and try to tackle him?
Yeah, this was definitely during the choo face. This is Thunderdome era.
We
so
added sound effects for him doing his choo move.
I couldn't believe they
was-
actually did that.
That was Vince could have been committed at that point.
We need
Whoever made that decision, because that was the same
Oh.
point that Riddle got birds when he jumped too.
Guys, get this.
Yep.
What
and
if we make,
giraffes and everything. Just
what if we make train sounds when he runs around the ring?
he just
Such
had
good
so
shit.
much fun. Like,
Triple H, I've been watching Thomas the Tank Engine.
imagine if he did that right in front of a live crowd, and you actually hear that sound pipe into the arena. People would be
I gotta be honest. I am quasi curious of whether or not, even though there was no crowd there, if they actually piped it in the arena or just did it for TV.
Nah, it's Vince. You never know.
Vince wanted to like prank the.
Because I know they piped in the crowd noise. They did pipe in the crowd noise when it was for us. Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
Next up, Roman Reigns against Finn Balor, normal Finn Balor at SmackDown. So this is
Island of Irrelevancy. Or the bottom. I don't remember this.
Like, this was obviously just before he went to the Demon Finn Balor match.
Yeah.
This one wasn't good.
Yeah,
Island of Irrelevancy.
I think it was a DQ match. I think it was a DQ finish.
I believe it was.
Just get all the SmackDown matches there.
That's why he did the demon thing.
See, look, we've mentioned SmackDown, and Chaos's lungs have decided to be like, nah, I ain't playing this.
Moving on. Next up, it is Rey Mysterio at the Hell in a Cell, which was originally meant to be at the pay-per-view, but for some reason they moved it to SmackDown.
I don't even remember this.
So yeah, this is when it was Hell in a Cell galore. I remember there was one on Raw, one on SmackDown.
It's like Woods and Lashley on Raw.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane.
Saying, huh?
Dare I ask, what was the finish? Oh, let me guess. A spear. My God.
No, actually, no. It was a power bomb into the cell, actually, and then it was a spear. So remember, this is when he yeeted Dominic Mysterio the week before.
Is that the one where he did the really shitty camera cut where it's like, it's actually cheaper than you think? It's like, oh my God, he went 2 feet off the edge. He's gonna have a bruise.
Awesome camera angles, yeah. So where are we putting this one?
Well, it's in one of those bottom two for sure.
TQ, baby.
TQ. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. He's got more queefs than
I tell you
matches.
what, for all these WWE fanboys, your tribal chief's really a bit of a queefer.
He's about to make a big comeback though. There's a bunch of good matches.
We hope so, because we're running out.
Like what, 20 years? Cool, but
is that
Oh, there's good matches left on the board.
Is that Roman and Riddle?
Yeah, Roman and Riddle.
I think that's a TQ too.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, Roman and Riddle? I didn't have that as a TQ. I thought that was actually a solid match.
TQ.
I don't even remember it.
I don't want all I remember is like Riddle, Stoner Boy, you cannot qualify. And he's like, cool, bruh. Cool.
No, it was good because he had the MMA stuff going. Like he actually kind of looked like he had a chance to win for a half a second.
This has the stipulation. Obviously, if he lost, then he would never have to. He can't challenge for the title again. So
thank God.
People.
That was before his suspension. I think that's guaranteed regardless.
That's how you really feel about Riddle, Soul.
Okay, so fair enough.
Confirmed, Soul not a Riddle fan.
Clearly, I'm pretty sure he was pissed when he showed up on Raw.
I've got Island. As you and I were singing the bro theme.
I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, I think that for a SmackDown show, for a SmackDown match, it was fine. It was a SmackDown show. So it didn't stink. It was fine. It's Riddle.
An IOI.
It just rotted.
I'll say Island of Irrelevancy, at the very least.
Yeah, it's an IOI.
Yeah. Next up. Oh wow, I do not remember this. This was during the Thunderdome era. Kevin Owens in a steel cage match on a random episode of SmackDown.
How many times has he faced?
I'm gonna go Island of Irrelevancy because I don't remember this either.
Yeah, this was a random episode on SmackDown.
It's not the Last Man Standing one.
The Last Man Standing is the crappy one with the handcuff.
Yeah, but everything about it before that was one of the best matches.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I know.
So I'm like, that one I think is high.
Although, in all fairness, the handcuff spot,
not the SmackDown,
was superseded by last night's Dynamite handcuff screw up. That was the worst handcuff screw up I've ever seen in my life.
It was brutal,
terrible.
But
no, actually, no. There's worse, and unfortunately, on AEW's TV television. What was the one that was when they were in the Shark Tank?
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Right, yeah, right, cool. I can agree with you.
Sorry. So yeah. So this one steel cage. This didn't have the handcuff spot. Is that what you guys talking about?
No, I said this wasn't. Clark was asking, and I said this wasn't. This was the
Yeah,
last
this
man
wasn't it.
standing had the handcuff spot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, where would you put this one then?
I would go Island.
IOI.
Okay, fair enough. What low IOI? You know, what, this
Yeah,
one
that's
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Next up, this is the SmackDown match.
Is this the one where he introduces DC?
Yes.
Yeah, this
Unreal.
is Brian's last one. I actually go Wise Man approves.
I'm fine
I
with
really
that.
like this one.
This
I,
this one was
I
good.
agree. I thought it was one of the best ones.
I would say yeah, this was good. Obviously, debuted the new theme. But yeah, this could have went either way in my opinion. I was rooting for Daniel Bryan at the time, but yeah, this one. What about you, Saul? Where would you put this?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I really like his new theme when he introduced it, and it was a good way for Brian to go out.
Fair dues.
And then-
High or low?
And then he went to a real wrestling company.
Got him.
How's that worked out for him so far?
Very well, actually. He's doing a good thing with
Yeah,
factions.
that's
No, he's doing a good thing with
60-minute match.
screwdrivers right now. That's what I've noticed. He's getting really acquainted with screwdrivers. Okay, we'll leave it there. Next up is Edge versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. So this was the match that Edge was begging for at Mania, didn't get it because he went to a triple threat match. Then obviously this one was, if I recall, this was really hampered by Seth Rollins. He kept on interfering, if I recall. And then obviously John Cena returned.
Hey, wasn't that Money in the Bank?
No.
Yeah.
So-
No, John Cena returned at Money in the Bank. That's exactly right. So
so is this Money in the Bank then? My bad.
It must be. I don't remember feeling it.
No, it says Summer. This is
No, it's
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
No, it
Yeah.
couldn't have been because
No,
it's a SummerSlam.
No, the graphic on the picture says SummerSlam.
Yeah. So this is incorrect. Apologies.
that
So, yeah,
was when
the
Edge got Roman in the using the leg of the chair
yes.
crossface. And then Roman, I believe that was the last match during the reign that he used the guillotine, which I
Yeah.
thought was a cool. I've been begging for that to come back. Not that I don't love the spear as well, but the guillotine, it was a nice addition to his repertoire, especially because it's an
I will-
underused cool submission, I think, in wrestling.
I would rate this as a high honorarius or a low Wiseman approved.
I would go honorary.
I would go honorary, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A high honorary use, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Night of Champions.
Is this
Him
is
against
this,
Jay.
this the one where this isn't the I Quit match where he they cry in the ring together, right?
This was the first one.
All right, honorarius.
Honorary use. It was really
Yeah.
good though.
It was amazing. Like,
Mhm.
High
True
honorary.
storytelling.
High honorary.
Mhm.
yeah, I put high honorary. Agreed.
Well, especially because weirdly that was with no fans, right? Too. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but the conversation
Yeah.
was one of the best parts of that match. Him yelling at his brother and stuff was so
Yeah.
cool.
That was one of the
Or his
one of the
cousin.
main ways or the main things that we're thankful for the pandemic era because they were able to convey a story
Yeah.
through actual talking and whatnot. You couldn't really, I don't think you would be able to get that if there was a proper crowd. So they made full use of that, and it just made the story way better, in my opinion. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Next up is the last man standing match against Kevin Owens at the Raw Rumble 2021.
The finish hurt this match.
I literally loved every single thing about this match except the finish, but I still think it's wise.
Remember, he got
match was-
run over by a golf truck. Remember that?
Yeah, the
Golf
golf
cart.
cart was
I-
awesome. That spot was great. Dude,
I would go
the
honorary.
elbow drop spot was ridiculous. Like it's probably the best outside of the finish, bell to bell match of them all. And also at this point in the story, this was, in my opinion, the last time you felt like Kevin Owens could beat Roman.
Low honor. Let's go low honorarius.
High
All right.
honorary.
Nah, I don't agree.
Mid honorary?
I mean, the problem with this match is I think the majority of people only remember the bad finish.
Yeah,
I
yeah. It was
know.
just
I
stuck
think
there.
it's
That's what holds this match back.
put it above Roman and Brock at SummerSlam, but definitely lower than Seth and Roman at the Rumble.
Okay, so right there. Then.
Ooh, I don't know. I think this was a significantly better match than Seth and Roman. Dude, it was a lot better than Seth Roman. If you're going 1v1 on that, this match start to finish outside of literally the very end, I think it was the better last man standing match than the SummerSlam match.
Well, there's only one way to sort it out, Clark. I challenge you to fisticuffs.
What the fuck?
Of course, you wait till you get all the way back to Scotland.
I know,
to do
right?
it.
I think he's talking about on Fight Night Champion. That's what he's talking about.
That's what he's talking about.
Territorial advantage. As they say.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for now, and then debate afterwards. All right, next up is Roman against Brock again at Crown Jewel.
I remember the build-up with this because there was the constant question of whose side is Paul on.
Yes.
I really like this one. I go Wiseman approves at least on that.
Isn't this the one where everyone really thought he was on Brock's side and then he slipped Roman the belt?
No, he just said I can't choose, and he just threw it in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
He threw it between them.
Yeah, he threw it between them. Yeah.
It's at least Wiseman approves.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
This is one of my fave.
Low one's fine by me. Low one's fine by me.
Okay. Low Wiseman approves. Next up is Kevin. I do remember this. I do not remember this. This was
like 5 seconds. This was 5-second match. This was a 5-second match.
It was.
Right.
Sammy got a number one contender shot.
That's
Okay, then it has to go bottom of the barrel then. Because
Yeah. Tribal Queef.
Fair enough.
That's
Fair
100% right.
Yeah, I do not remember that. Next up again, guess who? Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens in a TLC match.
Island of Relapses. I forgot this match.
Me as well. I don't remember.
Yeah,
this.
I'm fine with that.
It wasn't very good because also wasn't a pinfall and submission TLC match, which I think is so lame. It's not even a ladder match.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I think that was the last TLC pay-per-view as well.
It's like just call it Extreme Rules and let them use whatever weapons they want. You know? Why are we choosing their weapons for them?
Because it's Vince.
It only makes sense if you're going to hang a belt above the ring and do it, because then the tables and chairs help.
Exactly. Now this one,
I would go ahead of the table. I'm
putting this one ahead. I don't care.
Yeah, I love this one.
That is by far my favorite.
It's a fucking beautiful match.
Any of them, it's amazing.
It's a great story.
Hold on.
I remember watching this match live and honestly felt something. So if this had a crowd, I think this would have beaten Rowan versus Sammy on the list.
Okay, it's so funny.
I love that
you said that too, though, Soul, because you guys all obviously met my mom when you guys were in town for Mania. I watched this one at my mom's. We watched the pay-per-view together. And remember, it was the opening match, right? And Afa and Seeker at the top of the ramp with the lay.
Yes.
And it's so funny because it just goes quiet for like the last 2 minutes. And my mom just looks at me and goes, I can't believe he could do that to his own cousin. I'm like, Mom.
Do you guys think we should be higher?
It was so quiet. It was like, Mom. But it was so great because like same thing. And I was the same way though. Like, dude, that one was like, it was gut wrenching.
100%.
Well, is it higher than Roman versus Sammy?
No. There's too much story.
I actually think
up with the Sammy Roman that I think it holds it higher. That was really early in Roman's reign.
I normally agree with you on this, Anthony, but I think that's I think it is better. I think it's the better.
I mean, obviously they didn't have the crowd with the Hell in the Cell, but there's too much story with Sammy and Roman.
The story with Afa and Sika putting the red lay on Roman that night. That's when they decided he was the head of the table. I don't know. I would.
Well, Chaos has to be the tiebreaker here on this one.
And I think Hell in a Cell was the better match.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, but I think they're freaking equal. I mean, they both told a story. Like, you can't discredit the Sami Zayn thing. He earned it. The story was well taught. Like, he had the whole crowd behind him. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Jay would have had the whole crowd behind him if there was a crowd there. But they made up for it with the story, and then obviously you see Jimmy. Jimmy coming in saying like, no, you're the head of the table. He puts him in a headlock, or the bulldog choke, or whatever you call it. And then he's just like, I quit. It was. I think they're both parallel. I think they're equal. So I find that they're fine where they are. I'd say.
I forgot that it was an I Quit Hell in a Cell, which is so innovative. That's cool.
Yeah. He was about because I remember he was standing over him. He was about to bash his head in with the steel steps, and then that's when Jimmy came in, and he was
That's
just like he was just trying to cover him. It was like, yeah, you're the tribal chief. I acknowledge you, kind of shit. It was a beautiful story. All right, I know. Soul can't wait for this one. Oh shit! What have I done? What have I done? Hold on. We good. We Gucci.
All
We
right.
Gucci. We Gucci. All
Better
right.
save it.
Woo! Yo, I was about to flip.
We're
All
down
right.
to 3. Come on.
That was
Yeah, all right,
sketchy.
cool. Yeah. So, all right. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at Mania night 2. Tonight, everyone's dream
Head of,
shattered
baby.
Head.
when the world
Head
swallowed
of.
I think you
everyone.
got to go head.
I think High Wiseman approves.
Hi, wise man.
I think that's splitting hairs, so I think it's head of the table there.
It's head of the table.
Because they pulled a fast one on us, but that crowd was electric.
Everyone
Me
stood
not.
up. No one sat down for the whole match.
Yeah,
We were
no
the
one
crowd.
sat down. Yeah, the
Yeah.
entire match, everyone
Yeah.
stood, which is 80,000. That's crazy.
100%. I'd say just for the hype and the match quality, the
Mhm.
entrances, everything. It was
The
elite
crowd
level.
was singing the music.
I feel like
Yeah.
the result is like the only thing to debate, but if you look at
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it was as a whole,
Yeah.
like it delivered in every single way except for it didn't deliver
Yeah.
the result that may have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
that's the only thing, but
All right. I wonder where this is going to be probably going up. Clash of the Castle. Drew McIntyre.
Easy head of the table. Easy. We were there. We felt that crowd. That crowd was fucking on it.
It was electric, definitely. Obviously this could have went either way. You know, Drew McIntyre brought back his old theme music. The crowd was electric, and obviously the debut of Solo Sikoa,
Mhm.
my boy. I think it was a perfect end to a great pay-per-view, premium live event. I think this is
Pay-per-view.
definitely one of his. I think this is definitely up there. This is one of his best.
I have no
personally-
problem with head of the table. on
I
that
don't
one
have a problem with
myself.
that.
I personally would rate this higher than Cody and Roman because the
No,
crowd,
it's
Cody
not,
would
it's
say
not
the
higher
crowd
than
were
that.
chanting.
It's-
they were,
it's
they were
not
making
higher
up
than that.
comments, they were- No, it is.
No,
it is.
no,
It
it's
is. It is. Shut.
Anthony don't want to hear nothing about it. It was just like no.
It is. Though. It
I
is.
by the way, I did. You'll laugh because I went to All Out the next day in Chicago, and that day was day before my birthday. But I watched it in my hotel room on the TV with a pizza in my bed at like midnight Saturday night before All Out, and I was so into the match. It was hilarious.
Fair dues.
All right,
Oh.
last one.
I'm in two minds regarding this. We might have to come back to that.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, finally, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash.
I like Cesaro a lot, but I think this is irrelevancy.
I think this is a second tier irrelevancy.
I
Second
think-
tier.
I've actually got it honorary. I think it was it was one of his best matches
Mm-hmm.
of them all.
Yeah.
And honestly, the story was solid enough after Seth takes the loss to Cesaro. Cesaro looked like he was on track to do something finally in WWE. And he got the time. That match fully delivered. I think honorary it was personally, but
Yeah.
it's
I
up to you
agree.
guys.
I'm okay with that, but it's definitely not higher than it is.
No.
No. I would say that. What about you, Soul?
I think high island of irrelevancy.
Oh, high island of relevance here. Okay. I thought it was fine for what it was. I mean, he made sure he proved that he can obviously be in the main event picture. What I'm really pissed off is that he didn't follow up on it, because after this, he went back to, was it tag team with Mansoor, and then that was it. There was no follow up. So I think that's what kind of brings it down, because it just didn't go anywhere. And obviously that's when he ultimately left. So I'm fine with putting it with a high island of irrelevancy. I'm fine with it being there.
And look at that. That was fucking nice. Like you play
Just about goodness.
Tetris, motherfucker. Jesus.
Yeah, that is nuts. So obviously head of the table, that has to be up there. Jay versus Reigns at the I Quit match, Cody versus Reigns, and Drew versus Reigns. Understandable. The one I'm quite surprised about is that one I'm surprised about. I mean, the Crown Jewel match that you guys ranked to high.
I think we're going to get flack for the Logan Roman match only because people thought it was the greatest match of the year, which I didn't think it was. Like I know we're going to get flack on that one.
Yeah,
but I'm fine where it's at. Like I think that's where it belongs.
Here's the thing, Anthony. Those people also think Diet Pepsi is a miracle weight loss drink. So I mean, hey,
That's an excellent point.
There goes the Diet Pepsi sponsorship.
Exactly.
I mean, actually, we didn't want to meet anyway, Anthony. I don't drink soda.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you will be able to do
I'm
it.
just going to get your gun trails.
All the lemonade companies reach out.
And of course, the bottom of the barrel is the Elimination Chamber match: Demon Finn, Goldberg, Braun Strowman. I honestly don't remember that. Rey Mysterio in the Hell in a Cell, and this random 5-second one. Did he mean to get pinned for 5 seconds, or like?
No, I think someone bumped. Like I think this was when this was the Intercontinental thing Sammy was doing, or maybe it was Ricochet or Johnny.
He's trying to go double champ.
Knoxville. I think it was Knoxville. And then he was like, "No, I'm not ready." And then Roman just went psych, spear, boom, pin.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was definitely.
No, his logic. I remember it based on that explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we rank all his current defenses. And he hasn't got anything coming up until when's the next pay-per-view? Well, it's not bad. He's not going to be a Backlash. He's at
he might not be in a pay-per-view till either the Saudi show or
he'll definitely be at the Saudi show.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be Christmas and they'll bring back December to dismember.
Oh, for flip's sake.
Weapons in the Elimination Chamber, baby.
The bar's already low for that pay-per-view. They could easily exceed that one.
We have Bobby Lashley's redemption, him versus Roman.
At the same event that he won the ECW title. Is that where we're going with this?
Well, Heyman tried to book Punk to do the Baszler thing and clear out the chamber that night. That's what they should have done.
We should have. But Vince had to be like, no, he's not big enough. He hasn't got muscles.
I don't like his lip ring.
And he drinks Pepsi.
Probably what Vince said.
Yeah.
I don't like his lip ring.
Joke, man. Absolute joke, man. Anyway, along with that note, we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you very much, guys. Soul, Clark, Anthony, for joining us on this awesome tier list. It's always fun having you guys on here. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for all the good stuff here at Wrestling Republic, and follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Republic and official_TITTT for all the latest updates and reviews, rants, quizzes, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to check out the Daily Show as well. Other than that, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Soul. Down there has been Anthony, and there has been Clark. Yeah. Until next time, guys, this has been Taken to the Table. Peace.